Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I've seen y'all, since like July, early August, and so it's good to see everybody again. Today we are going to be doing our August and September reading wrap up together, but not gonna lie, it's gonna be real short because in total for those 2 months, I only have 4 books. Oh my goodness. I have just not been reading lately. But you know what? That's okay. That is okay. I think that it's probably obvious to me at this point that I am not going to make my reading goal this year. According to Goodreads, I am 15 books behind. I think I've read almost close to 50, but my goal is 80, and yeah, I'm not gonna get it done this year. And you know what? That's okay. I feel like right now I've been doing a lot of other stuff. I feel like I'm finding the cozy farming games really relaxing for me right now. So I've been spending a lot of times on Story of Seasons. I don't know if you guys play those games. Like, I love farming games, but yeah, I'm finding that really relaxing right now. So I feel like I'm doing that more than I'm reading at the moment, which I do want to read more. And I have a lot of books on my TBR that I want to read. And I feel like that's also part of the problem a little bit, because like, I know in August, I only read 3 books in August, but at the end of the month, I had like 3 or 4 books that I had started, and I just couldn't seem to like focus on one. And so yeah, I have like a lot of like kind of open book projects right now, and so I need to just like narrow it down and, you know, get them done instead of just feeling overwhelmed by the fact that I'm reading multiple different books and I can't decide. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. Like I said, it's gonna be a short video. The first book that I finished in August was The Perfect Rom-Com by Melissa Ferguson. And I gave that one 4.5 stars. It was amazing. I had kind of like not been loving the books that I had been reading in like July and stuff, which I mean, I read like 7 or 8 books in July, and that's cool. But I don't know. I feel like I was like not feeling it a lot, and then I read The Perfect Rom-Com, and I was like, oh, I love this. It was so good. It made me laugh so much. It was adorable. It was light. It was clean. It was romantic. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun, and I felt like that's what I needed. Like, I needed a fun, light, romantic read, and that is exactly what that gave me. I also read How to Plot a Payback by Melissa Ferguson, which I gave 3.5 stars. I didn't enjoy it as much as The Perfect Rom-Com, but I did enjoy it. It was fun. It had some crazy antics. Yeah, it was fun, and I enjoyed it. And then the third book that I read was I'm Not Charlotte Lucas by Kasey Stockton. I gave that one 4 stars. It's one that's been on my shelf for a long time, and I kept meaning to read it. I felt like I related to the girl a lot, like putting herself in kind of her favorite character's shoes. I really liked the guy. He was pretty awesome. He was very unproblematic, which was nice. She got on my nerves a little bit, I think. And this is like 2 months ago now. What about her got on my nerves? I think that I was just ready for her to kind of get over herself towards the end, I guess. But then that's part of the conflict, and you have to have conflict in books. So yeah, I gave it 4 stars. And then I had 2 firm DNFs in August. Like I said, I had several books that I started in August that I haven't finished yet, but they're not DNFs because I'm still planning on finishing them. I just haven't done it. But I had 2 books that were like firm DNFs in August. And I think I tried to read both these books before The Perfect Rom-Com, and that's why I like The Perfect Rom-Com so much, because I was like, yes, I like this book after having like 2 DNFs in a row. But the first DNF was The Cul-de-sac War by Melissa Ferguson. I got a bunch of like Melissa Ferguson and Bethany Turner books from the library at the same time because I had read a Melissa Ferguson before. I had not read a Bethany Turner, but I was really in the mood for like light and fun, and I know those are both authors that kind of do that. So I got like 5 or 6 of their books, of the 2 of their books from the library at that time. So the first one that I DNF'd was The Cul-de-sac War by Melissa Ferguson. This book made me very upset. Simply because I felt like the 2 characters were kind of victimizing themselves while manipulating each other in a way. Especially the girl, like the guy did it too, but I felt like the girl like was complaining about everybody around her while she was like not doing good things. Like I remember there was this scene, and this is like, it's not like a spoiler, it's just like a scene, so if you don't like any kind of minor spoilers, I would say skip ahead, but it's not like a plot spoiler. But there's a scene where she's at work, and she's like an actress in a community theater, and they're trying to run the scene, but they need her for the scene, and she knows that they need her. She knows that they're looking for her and that she's holding up the rehearsals, and yet she's outside on the phone complaining to her friend about how annoying everybody in her life is and how everybody makes her life harder and all this stuff. And I was like, you literally just had the thought that you know you're holding up your workday and everybody's workday so that you can complain to your friend? Like, do you not see the problem? Like, you're literally holding everybody else up so that you can complain about how you're the victim and everything. And I was like, yeah, no, she getting on my nerves. And I mean, The Cul-de-sac War is a book about like 2 neighbors that, you know, are kind of fighting over the property line, and then of course they're supposed to fall in love. But I just felt like their fights were so petty, and I was like, y'all are acting like you're the victim here, and you are being so mean to each other and not even taking responsibility. So yeah, that book was not for me. Not for me. But anyway, the other one that I DNF'd was Cole and Layla Are Just Friends by Bethany Turner. And I got like 2 or 3 Bethany Turner books from the library, and I only have this one written down as a DNF, so I'm not sure if I didn't even try the other ones or if I just didn't write them down as DNFs. I honestly can't remember. But I DNF'd this one because early on they were making quite a few like innuendos and kind of dirty jokes, like nothing too overt, but there was a lot of implications, and I was like, this is a Thomas Nelson book, like what is going on here? So yeah, that bothered me, so I DNF'd that one pretty early on just because I did not like the kind of jokes and innuendos that were being made. And it's as simple as that. Like, so if you don't mind that, like, because like I said, it's not like open door, it's not explicit, it is technically a clean book. There was just some like innuendos being made, and so if you don't mind that, you may like the book. I've heard a lot of people really like Bethany Turner. That was just a little bit of a turn off for me. Alright, so then we have September, in which I finished 1 book. I was on vacation for pretty much all of September. We had a vacation, but before the vacation started, my dad had like a work conference, so my mom and I just kind of joined him at the work conference, and then we left from there to our vacation, so we ended up being gone like pretty much the whole month. And I thought I would have a lot more reading time on vacation, but I did not factor in the fact that I was sharing a room with family members, and so I pretty much had no time where I was actually alone. Well, I had a little bit of time alone, and that's where I got that 1 book in that I finished. Yeah, it was really hard to try to read while I was like literally sharing a room with other people, so I only finished 1 book, and that was The Heart of Bennet Hollow by Joanne Bischof DeWitt. It was a NetGalley read, and I absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It is a Pride and Prejudice retelling that takes place in a coal town in the 1800s, and it was just so interesting. Like, I like to say there are like different types of retellings. There are the retellings that are inspired by the original source material but have their own twist, and then there are the kind of retellings that are kind of like one for one, we're taking each major plot point and putting it into this different setting. And this was definitely inspired by it. It was completely its own storyline. It had a lot of like unique takes on the tropes from Pride and Prejudice and from the storylines from Pride and Prejudice, and it just made it its own thing with its own character, and I absolutely loved it. I love the characters, I love the storyline, I love the creativity of taking the source material and turning it into its own thing. It was just like chef's kiss. Perfect. Yeah, I really loved it. I also DNF'd in September The Stories We Carry by, I didn't write it down and I don't remember the author, but it was also a NetGalley read, and I just didn't get it read in time by the time it expired. I was about a third of the way through, and I was very disappointed in myself because I take my responsibilities very seriously, and I've never not met like a NetGalley responsibility or an ARC responsibility that I had. I've only DNF'd one other NetGalley read, and that was because I did not like the content, and so I did not feel guilty about that. But this one, I literally just ran out of time, and it expired on my shelf. And so I was like, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I didn't get it done in time. Like, this is not my usual thing. So, but yes, I did not get it done. So, there's that. And that's pretty much it. I know it was really short for 2 months, and I don't know what the future of this year is going to look like. Like I said, I seem to be in a season where I'm not reading as much. And I mean, we all go through these seasons, so yeah. We will see what next month looks like. I don't think it'll be very much when it comes to my October wrap-up either, but we'll see. Oh, and one more thing. This is kind of off topic, but I live with my 5-year-old niece, and she is very, very, very into knock-knock jokes right now, and I only know like 3, and she just has me tell them like over and over and over again. Either that or she has me like make up something on the spot, which I'm not great at. So if you guys happen to know any good, clean, 5-year-old appropriate knock-knock jokes that you would like to share in the comments, I would appreciate that so much because I need some more material. Thank you so much for joining me. I'd love to hear what you're reading right now and if you've read any of these books. Oh, also, I just finished a poll asking what I should read next, and I want to announce that the winner is The House at the End of the Moor by Michelle Greeb. So I will be reading that either in October or early November. We will see when it comes up. But I'm going to be reading it soon, and I'm excited to tell you guys about that. And thank you for voting. Once again, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.